What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode I'm going to be working on the interior of the car. I'm going to be working first on the carpets. The carpets on this NSX are probably one of the worst carpets I ever seen. Grime, dirt, I think soda or some like spill of juice, grease, dry cigarettes under the carpet. So I'm going to try to detail these carpets the best I can. I'm also going to be working with the dashboard. That driver's side corner of the dashboard is being bothering me since I got the car. There is a big gap where the AC connects to the door, or like the AC vent connects to the door, and it's probably like an almost 2 inches gap versus the passenger side. And so, well, pretty much the whole interior is out, so might as well just do that. Plus, if you want to remove your dashboard cover piece on front, that's usually broken on our cars, especially since they are between 21 and 30 years old. That can give you an idea of how to do it. There will be also some 3D scanning and 3D printing. There is some tabs and interior pieces that are broken on the car, and well, I was trying to replace it with OEM parts, but the prices of some of the parts compared to last year, they're almost double or triple the price. So, well, I think I'm going to be reverse engineering these pieces since I have a scanner, I have a 3D printer, I have my pretty solid Asus laptop. You know, I think I'm going to spend some time trying to recreate some of these pieces. Not like I can buy them, but at the same time, it's almost $700 for 3 plastic pieces. I think that's a bit crazy, but you know, that is my take on that. So I'm going to be recreating that, and I'm going to have some STL files just in case I need to do some more. I'm probably going to modify these files so I can fit those on the car and add some 3D connectors and run my subwoofer knob adjuster in there. My engine builder Mike called me yesterday, told me that my engine should be ready in the next week or so. So I would say 2 weeks from now. And also I need to start preparing the whole car so everything's ready and we can put this beauty back on the road and do some miles and miles back on the wheel of this beautiful car. So yeah, that is what we're going to be working on today. And so without further ado, let's go with the video.
If you are planning on tackling this DIY project at home, the prep work is as important as the dye itself. First, I gave the carpet a really good clean with the vacuum to get rid of as much as loose dirt and debris as possible. For the deep clean, I went with the PNS carpet bomber. After a few heavy passes with the sprayer, I let it sit for a few minutes to really allow the cleaner to penetrate the fibers. To kick things up a notch, I used the drill brush to agitate the carpet and loosen up the embedded dirt. Then I brought out the steam cleaner to really blast the deep stains and break loose the leftover grime. I actually ended up repeating this process twice because, like most things on this car, the carpet has been neglected for many years. To extract everything, I hooked up an extraction adapter to my Milwaukee M18 portable vacuum. Honestly, I was very surprised by how much suction this little thing has. After pulling out the grime, I did a hot water rinse to flush out any leftover cleaner. Since the carpet was still soaked, I left it in the garage inside of the tent with a heater set up to 90 degrees for 12 hours to speed up the drying process.
A few moments later.
All right, the carpets are dry. I put it on the tent and I keep it at 90 degrees for 12 hours. So it's all good to go. I'm gonna vacuum it. I put it upside down so there's no dirt going into the carpets before I apply the dye. As you can see, the driver's side is a lot lighter than the passenger side. So I'm gonna do a quick vacuum and apply the dye. I'm gonna go for a darker gloss black. So what I was reading online is I have to brush everything. So this pile goes up facing, I guess, the door. So I'm gonna brush that way, spray that towards the door. Give it like a minute, brush it again, and then go the opposite direction. Give it a minute, brush it again. Light coats is the trick for what I've been reading on the forum. So I'm gonna do light passes, probably 4 or 5. I think I'm gonna need more passes on the driver's side, of course, than the passenger side. But yeah, let me start doing some vacuum and let's start with the process.
Once it was completely dry, I hit it with a carpet brush to lift the fibers. This helps the duplicolor vinyl to adhere in a more even way. I applied multiple light coats using 1 full cam per side, and to be honest with you, the NSX carpet really started to come back to life. Quick tip for you: if you are over 30, I would strongly recommend you to stretch first. You are going to spend a lot more time on your knees than you think. Finally, I followed the exact same process on the center pieces of the carpet. Just make sure to mask off the plastic pieces of the AC vents and the leather section on the passenger side before you start spraying. Now the easiest part of this whole DIY project is reinstalling the OEM carpet. The fitment is perfect and it looked a lot better than it was before.
Nothing like OEM.
Now it's time to do some 3D scanning of the armrest components before I remove the dashboard from the car.
Now, with regards of the interior, the more I start digging in, the more broken pieces I found. One of my favorites is this. This is what it makes the center console. Right? This is pretty much the only piece that is good, which is the armrest. Probably gonna have to steam clean it. It almost smells like there's mold in it, but anyways, so I have to clean that. This is broken and moldy. So my plan is 3D scan this whole piece and trying to recreate this and have it as a file. You see there's a hole here, it's broken there, there's like a guide here that is missing. So let's see if I can work some magic. These pieces were wrong piece. Wait a second, how did it go? Like that? No, here. Well, anyways, so this is the other half, and this makes the center console something like this, and this comes here like that. Well, this thing is broken too, so I removed the leather, and I'm gonna have to recreate this piece and potentially I don't know, make my own out of ABS, I guess. I don't know if I'm gonna print it like this or printing flat. I still have to figure out. But yeah, I'm gonna give it some testing, see if what can I come out with. But yeah, so these two are broken, so I'm gonna 3D scan that and I'll post some pictures of that in our social media accounts. Well, I usually put more stuff on Instagram. So
one thing this project has taught me is that restoring a 20-year-old NSX isn't always about the big tickets like the engine on suspension, but sometimes it's the smallest broken plastic tabs that keeps an entire interior from going back together. Since I already have the equipment, I decided to reverse engineer several of these pieces instead of chasing an expensive OEM replacement. Not only will this help finish the build, but it could also help other NSXs to stay on the road in the future.
Several days later.
And after a few days of tweaking and designing, here you have it, our very own OEM-like replacement NSX armrest interior parts. There is some more tweakings to do, and also I have to decide in which filament I'm gonna print these parts on my Bambu Labs H2D. I'm very happy with the results, and I can't wait to test these parts in the interior of the car and see how good the resolution of the scanning is. Now let's go back to work on the dashboard of the NSX. want to show you what I noticed and what is being bothering me. And I hope it's not the chassis, even though it's been in an accident, but the accident was on the passenger side, not on the driver's side. So let me show you. I'm gonna remove this really quickly. All right, switch the camera. If you see this bar, you see this bar right here? Is below this crash bar. But if you go to the passenger side, sorry, you see it's above, almost at the same level as the bolt. I'm talking about that corner right there. I'm sure you can see it. It's almost bolt level, and here is way below. So I'm gonna take that apart and see what I find. Okay, I just removed the dashboard, and the rattling from the driver's side and the corner where the vent that connects the door, where it was sagging. Now I found out the issue. So it wasn't not really the bracket, it was partially the bracket. So the bracket got pushed down, and I guess that has something to do with this mess right there. Really nice crack. Same here. That's when I was working with the steering column. It was have all these issues when I was moving it around. You have that right there, and there. That's 3 pieces. Nice break, nice crack, and there. The surprising thing to me is that accident happened on the passenger side, not on the driver's side. So I don't see how can that be broken, but it's broken. So that is gonna kind of delay the putting together the interior of the car, because now I'm gonna have to deal with that and see what else is broken. I don't know. I don't want to, but I'm probably gonna remove some of the leather and see if something else is broken inside of it, and so I can just fix it once and for all now that the car is all in pieces. So it is what it is, part of the process of working on this car. I always find something more interesting every day. So it is what it is. I also mentioned that I was about to install the ABS. I saw a reservoir, like a stainless steel reservoir, I think, or aluminum. And so I'm probably gonna change those before I do the ABS. So we're gonna hold on that. And the engine is coming, like I said before, so I'm excited about that, but I also now have to deal with this dashboard before I put everything together. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm excited about the engines coming, so I'm gonna try to move as fast as possible, and hopefully I won't find any other broken pieces that is gonna take me some time to fix. But yeah, thanks for following up on the videos this far. I appreciate you for doing that. And even though we took a little gap of a few months without videos, but we are back. So thank you very much. And stay tuned for all the updates. Follow us on Instagram, because that's where I post not daily, but like more often than here. So yeah, peace. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and comment our videos. Please consider subscribe to our channel, as well as visit our other media accounts at Helix Auto Works on Instagram and Facebook.